What were kind of some of the first experiences you felt when you were all going out for the first time on the streets of New York City?
Well, we had gone out a couple of times by ourselves, but this was the first time as a group. And I remember it being an experience of wonder and awe. At the same time, it was a mixture of feelings and emotions that we were going through because New York City is such a large city, and we were trying to think, how do we get back to home? We don't have a map. We've never been out in the streets, so we would go by the numbers of the streets to find our way home. But at the same time, we kind of kept our guard up, a little bit, because we didn't know who to trust or whatever. Or if people saw us and they would say, "Who are you? Like, you guys have all long hair and suits. This is some kind of cult." But when we carried on the conversation with Crystal, it just felt natural, and ultimately she became our first friend. So it was just an organic process.
You're obviously incredibly cine literate. I mean, I know that you act out the sequences mainly from American films, but you're a very cine literate bunch. I mean, is this something that you just discovered through your love of cinema? Did it come later?
Well, we discovered after we started breaking out, as we say, we had much more freedom to explore cinema than we had before. So looking into foreign cinema was a very big part, and I feel that we really missed out. But it was also amazing because we just drew in movies from all over the world in also such a short amount of time.
When you talk about what you made the Dark Knight costume from, yogurt pots and the fact that people thought the guns were real. I mean, you're very, very skilled. What was that? Just did that skill making things just come through application and practice and constantly practicing? Because I certainly thought it was Christian Bale in your apartment.
Yeah, practice definitely. The first Batman costume I made wasn't made out of yoga mats, it was made out of cardboard. It took me a year to make, and I couldn't move in it. I thought, this is not going to work. I can't do the movie like this. And the mask, I couldn't even move my neck. So when I discovered yoga mats and put it all together, I thought, this works. I can actually move it. This is the perfected costume. And then the second Batman costume I made that you see in the movie was took about 3 weeks. It's from The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And how it started is I wanted toys. We all wanted toys and props. But whenever we went to the toy store, or our dad got us toys from the toy store, we were disappointed because it didn't look exactly like the movie. So we would look at behind the scenes and make blueprints out of all the costumes and guns and props, or pause the movie itself, zoom in, and draw it all out. And we looked around the place and we found cereal boxes, a hard, loose material that you can make harder or looser, bendable. And we turned all of those into gun props, masks, costumes, paper, cereal boxes, hardcore boxes, pizza boxes as well, scotch tape, champagne bottles as well. You can make an oxygen tank out of champagne bottles. I did it.
How are you getting on now with Oscar? Is there a relationship left?
Yeah, I mean, we understand each other, and we don't wish ill towards one another. I understand that when he raised us, he had the best intentions to protect us from any harm or danger, because he was born as an only child, and he was raised in a similar way by his mother and father. So I think he raised us in the only way he thought best, even though right or wrong as it was. I can understand why he did what he did. But we understand, but it's not like we're not trying to connect still. There's still a lot of ground to cover.
How many films did you do a shot-for-shot remake of, as near as possible? And how long would that take per film, roughly?
I think like 30 films we've done.
30 films we did to perfection. We didn't really, but we did them like a play, really. We did not really shoot them with, we didn't film them.
That was me literally like chasing them around the house with the camera while they did their reenactment. They wouldn't film the reenactments. They did some of them.
There's a home video you see of us doing the Dark Knight. We tried that, but it took about 5 hours to shoot, and we lost the vibe that we usually have when we reenact movies. So we said, next time let's just reenact it and not shoot it. And then when Crystal came along, we were like, perfect. Now we can get it on camera and feel the vibe at the same time.
Welcome to Manchester. It's absolutely fantastic to meet you. Now that you've been able to watch loads of movies from all over the world, has your top 30 changed at all? Or is it still The Godfather 1 and 2?
Well, Godfather 1 and 2 I think will always be number 1. I will always make that argument because it's my favorite movie of all time. But yeah, I think it's changed a bit. We haven't really gotten around to updating it yet, but we'll come back on that.
Okay. And what's the name of your band?
We have not decided on it.